Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray edition of Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, that Movie Guy 365. Okay, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Paramount Pictures. It is available in a standard slipcover edition, available at all your local and online retailers. Now, as far as the film itself goes, this is one of those movies that's, I think you're either going to love or hate. I've always likened it, we all know the history of the German fairy tale Hansel and Gretel, and there have been several iterations in any kind of popular media over the time. And this is just the latest one. I always liken this one to Hansel and Gretel meets Resident Evil. It has that feel to it. And it's kind of, I'll admit, it's kind of shallow fun, but it still has some enjoyable moments. I really dig, the actors in this one. And, I think Jeremy Renner in particular knew the kind of film he was making and kind of went along with it. But, some of the CGI effects are a little hit or miss, and some of the story beats are just kind of, what they are. But I think at the end of the day, it doesn't offer more than it really is. It's just kind of like, a dumb, fun, entertaining movie. And, it is available in your 3D edition, which there's a lot of 3D effects that are apparent, in this one. But in the 4K edition, it's a different story, which we'll touch on in a few moments. But yeah, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, just take it at face value. Don't expect anything more. But all right, we're going to talk about the picture quality and the audio in just a moment. First, let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have the 4K Blu-ray slipcover edition of Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters here. And if you're familiar with physical copies before, they use pretty much the same artwork, on the 3D, on the Blu-ray. So I'm glad they kind of carry that over here on the 4K. And then we have the back cover, the spine. Yeah, just very basic interior. Now, let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. Hansel and Gretel on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a 240:1 aspect ratio. It is an upscale from a 2K digital intermediate with HDR10 and Dolby Vision for the grading. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision encode. Now, for the general look of the film, I think for the most part it actually looks clean. I remember watching this on Blu-ray and being very impressed with the results in that edition, and thankfully it does carry over here in this 4K. For the most part, no issues to report as far as the print goes, and I think it's actually a very pleasing image. There's a very nice boost to the color palette thanks to HDR and the Dolby Vision grading. From the opening title sequence, which has a fiery effect to it, to the color red, which is prominently featured, whether it's Mina's hair, blood, or some other kind of lighting aspect, I think it really stands out. And costuming, landscape, where you have a drab forest in one scene and a more lively wooded area in another, I think it's vibrant and bold, and it really comes across well here with Dolby Vision. Black levels in general look fairly strong. There's a good amount of shadow detail in the dark interior scenes with the dimly lit lighting sources. It contrasts those sources very well, and nighttime scenes look very good and deep. I didn't have any issues with elevation or anything like that. I think overall, black levels are handled very well. Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Dolby True HD 5.1 audio mix. From what I can determine, this is the exact same track ported over from the existing Blu-ray. I have to say, I'm a little bit disappointed that Paramount decided not to upgrade this one to Dolby Atmos. I think the film would have really benefited from it, would have opened up the soundstage immensely, and for me, it kind of strikes as a little bit lazy on Paramount's part. It's a very disappointing thing, and I think audiophiles will feel the same way. But that being said, I think the Dolby True HD 5.1 is very strong in its own right. There's a lot of great immersive elements, and while it's not quite as strong as an upgraded Atmos would be, I think it does the job fairly well. The center channel handles dialogue clean and clear, no issues to report, even during the more chaotic action moments throughout the film. And the front speakers, they sound great. They do a lot of the heavy lifting, and they complement the center nicely. And the rear speakers, there's a good amount of surround activity, whether it's action scenes, some atmosphere. I think it's an overall very immersive surround sound mix. And the LFE channel, I feel it's very appropriate. It's not over the top. It definitely has some heft to it, occasional punchiness, and you're definitely going to notice its presence. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray a solid A. When it comes to picture, I give them top marks, especially with the help of HDR and Dolby Vision. The color grading looks fantastic, black levels are pretty spot on, and the overall increase in detail, while moderate, it still looks very good. I think if you enjoy the film visually, you're going to enjoy the 4K disc. For the audio presentation, I'm going to give this one a B+. I think if I was reviewing the initial Blu-ray back in the early days, I probably would have scored this one higher. But given the state of 4K in home theaters today, the lack of a Dolby Atmos upgrade is just mind-boggling to me. This movie definitely could have done much better in the audio department, but the 5.1 is still very good, it's pretty immersive, and if you have a good home theater setup, you'll get the most out of it here. So that is my review of Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. If you're interested in picking this up for yourself, I will leave an Amazon link in the comments section. But if you have the disc already, let me know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.